to take you straight to Korea. On the peninsula there in the demilitarized zone, the DMZ, you see here live pictures of the Vice President Mike Pence just arriving, landing in a helicopter. He has been there for the better part of a day, arriving into South Korea for meetings, as well as he did attend some Easter Sunday services and activity sets. Vice President Mike Pence, of course, there a day after a missile test that failed in North Korea, in the northeastern section of North Korea, and he is now in the demilitarized zone, a space that is just a sliver separating the North and the South, North Korea and South Korea, now in the midst of an armistice, still technically at war. Now, the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, now, if he's either close to it or in the zone itself right now. In the zone, when you do arrive, there is a building where there were meetings that were held between the North and the South. It is basically a time capsule going back decades of when it was a different time. The North, the communists, as well as the South and the Western United States, where they would meet and negotiate and discuss issues relevant at the time to the post-armed conflict that had been happening during the Korean War. We are now many decades later, but Vice President Pence now visiting the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, a space that if you look a space that you actually, if you look over, it is completely green. There are no buildings. It's a space that the two sides, North Korea and South Korea, stare each other down hour after hour. And as was expected, he is not in the DMZ technically. There is an approach zone. You then arrive at gates. And as we're taking these pictures live, so you can see that the camera is resetting as Vice President Mike Pence is getting into his vehicle. And if this camera does actually refocus and redirect towards where the Vice President is, he will be making his way towards the zone itself. This, again, a day after the missiles, one missile was tested. It was believed to be a medium-range missile. It could have been a solid fuel missile, and that was one of the thoughts. This is just from moments ago as he was arriving off of a helicopter and then moving into his SUV and then moving actually in physically to the DMZ. But the DMZ itself does have a buffer zone in the south, in South Korea. The important point to make here is that Seoul, South Korea, is just 30 miles from here, which means so is North Korea. And this is why the two sides, the North and the South, as you're looking at some of the Allied forces here, the South Korean armed forces as well, meeting the Vice President. They work together with the United States and U.S. forces, some 28,000, close to 30,000 based in South Korea. They often annually conduct practices together. And this is right before Mike Pence does get into a vehicle and head into the demilitarized zone proper, if you will. And he's just spending almost a day there as we speak and as we're watching these pictures from moments ago. We'll continue to keep an eye on this as the Vice President makes his way to the DMZ. If we have more information in terms or pictures themselves of his activity set there, we will get that to you right here on MSNBC.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.